My fiancée asked for an open relationship 6 months before our wedding. What she didn't expect was for me to pull out my phone and call another woman right in front of her. By the end of that conversation, she realized she had made the biggest mistake of her life. My name is Michael, and I want to tell you how a single suggestion from my fiancée opened my eyes to her true character and changed the course of my life forever. It was an ordinary Thursday evening in March when Lisa told me something that would forever alter our 3-year relationship and 6-month engagement. We were sitting in our shared living room in Denver, me working on my laptop on a project for my marketing firm, her on the couch, nervously fidgeting with her phone. "Michael," she finally said with a voice that sounded unusually hesitant. "Need to talk?" I closed my laptop and turned to face her. Lisa was 28, a beautiful woman with long blonde hair and green eyes who worked as an event manager. Since we'd been together, she had always presented herself as the perfect partner, loving, faithful, with traditional values and a desire for a family. "What's wrong, honey?" I asked, sitting down beside her. She took a deep breath. "And I have been talking a lot, and they've made me realize that maybe I jumped into such a serious relationship too quickly. I mean, I'm only 28, and we've been together for 3 years. An uncomfortable feeling spread through my chest. "What are you getting at?" "I think we should consider an open relationship," she said quickly, like ripping off a Band-Aid. "Nothing serious, just ... more freedom for both of us. My girlfriends say it's normal to explore different experiences before you fully commit." I stared at her, unable to believe what I'd just heard. "You want an open relationship? 6 months before our wedding? It's not how it sounds," she tried to explain. "I love you, Michael. But I want to make sure we both have no doubts when we get married. Plus, my girlfriends want to go out more often, and as the only one in a relationship, I'm always the party pooper. So this is about going out with your single girlfriends to pick up men?" "I wouldn't put it so harshly," she said. Defensively, "It's about having fun and making sure we're making the right decision." I stood up and began pacing around the room. "Lisa, we're engaged. We're planning a wedding. If you have doubts, then we should talk about them. But an open relationship isn't the solution. Why are you so against it?" she asked, and there was a coldness in her voice I'd never heard before. "Are you afraid I'll find someone better?" That comment hit me like a punch to the face. The woman I thought I was going to marry was questioning our entire relationship and accusing me of insecurity because I wanted to be monogamous. "That's not the point," I said calmly. "The point is that you're obviously not ready for marriage. If you feel the need to date other men, it's only temporary," she insisted. "Maybe 6 months, and then we can get married without any doubts." I looked at her, this woman I loved, and suddenly recognized a stranger. "And what if I say no?" She shrugged. "Then maybe we need to reconsider whether we're really meant for each other." In that moment, the scales fell from my eyes. The gentle, traditional Lisa, who had always gotten upset about other women who cheated on or left their partners, was willing to risk our relationship to have fun with her girlfriends. "Okay," I said finally. "You want an open relationship? You got it?" Lisa smiled with relief. "Really? You understand?" "I understand more than you think," I replied, walking over to my phone. Without hesitation, I called Jessica, a colleague from the marketing department who had made it pretty clear to me over the past few months that she was interested in more than just professional collaboration. Jessica was 30, intelligent, successful, and attractive, and unlike Lisa, she was honest about her intentions. "Hi, Jessica," I said while Lisa watched me with growing concern. "I was wondering if you'd like to have dinner tomorrow night." "Michael," Jessica said, surprised and pleased. "I'd love to. I was beginning to think you'd never ask." "Well, circumstances have changed," I said, looking directly at Lisa. "How about 8 o'clock at Da Vinci's?" "Perfect. Looking forward to it." When I hung up, Lisa's face had gone pale. "What are you doing, what you suggested?" I said calmly. "An open relationship." "I have a date tomorrow night. So soon?" "You said we shouldn't waste time having doubts?" "I'm not wasting time." Lisa suddenly looked uncertain. "I thought you'd need time to get used to the idea. No, you thought I'd sit at home and wait while..." "You went out with your girlfriends?" I corrected her. "You thought I didn't have options?" She opened her mouth to protest, but I held up my hand. Lisa, let me give you some advice. Carefully about what you really want. Because once we both start dating other people, there's no going back to the way things were. She nodded, though she looked shaken. I understand. This is what I wanted. Next morning, Lisa left for work without saying much. I could tell she was having second thoughts, but I was past the point of caring. Her suggestion had revealed something about her character that I couldn't unsee. My date with Jessica that evening was incredible. We went to Da Vinci's, one of the best Italian restaurants in town, and talked for hours. Jessica was everything Lisa wasn't: direct, honest about her feelings, and genuinely interested in building something real. She didn't play games or manipulate situations to get what she wanted. I have to admit, Jessica said over dessert, I'm surprised you finally asked me out. I was starting to think you were completely devoted to your fiancé. I thought I was, I replied honestly. But it turns out she's not as devoted to me as I believed. When I came home that night, Lisa was waiting up for me, sitting on our couch with red eyes that suggested she'd been crying. How was it? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. It was wonderful, I said truthfully. Jessica is an amazing woman. Lisa's face crumpled. Michael, I've been thinking all day. Maybe we moved too fast with this open relationship thing. Maybe we should what? Take it back? I sat down across from her, maintaining distance. Lisa, you can't unring that bell. You told me you wanted to explore other options. I'm doing exactly that, but I realized I made a mistake. Don't actually want to date other people. I want to work on us. That's interesting, I said calmly, because you already have a date planned for tomorrow night. Her face went pale. How do you? Your phone was buzzing all evening. You left it on the counter. Brad from your gym texted you about drinks tomorrow at 8 p.m. The same Brad you've mentioned as being really sweet for the past 2 months. Lisa looked like a deer caught in headlights. Michael, I can cancel, don't you dare, I interrupted. You wanted this arrangement. You're going on that date. But I don't want to anymore. Too bad. You don't get to change the rules when you realize I have options too. I stood up. I'm sleeping in the guest room. From now on, we're roommates. With benefits, nothing more. The next day was a Friday, and Lisa spent the entire day texting me, begging me to reconsider, to talk things through. But I was done talking. I had a second date planned with Jessica for Saturday, and I was looking forward to it. Lisa went on her date with Brad that Friday night. She came home at 11 p.m., looking miserable and defeated. She knocked on the guest room door. Michael, can we please talk? How was your date? I asked without opening the door. Terrible. He's shallow and boring and nothing like you. I spent the whole night wishing I was home with you. That's not my problem anymore, Lisa. I heard her crying in the hallway, but I felt nothing. The woman I had fallen in love with had been an illusion. This manipulative, selfish person was who she really was. Saturday's date with Jessica was even better than the first. We went hiking, had lunch at a cafe, and spent the afternoon talking about our future goals. Unlike Lisa, Jessica was excited. About the idea of marriage and children, she was ready to build something meaningful. I know this might sound crazy, Jessica said as we walked through the park, but I feel like I've been waiting for someone like you my whole life. It doesn't sound crazy at all, I replied, taking her hand. I feel the same way. When I got home that evening, Lisa was sitting at our kitchen table with a bottle of wine, clearly having drunk most of it. So you're replacing me, she slurred. Just like that? Not replacing you, Lisa. I'm moving on from you. There's a difference. 3 years, Michael. 3 years we've been together, and you're just going to throw that away for some office slut? The venom in her voice was shocking, but not surprising anymore. This was who she really was when she didn't get her way. Don't you dare call Jessica names, I said firmly. She's twice the woman you are. Lisa started crying again, the ugly, desperate kind of crying that comes from realizing you've lost something valuable through your own stupidity. I made a mistake. Michael, please, can't we fix this? Can't we go back to the way things were? No, I said simply. We can't, because I've seen who you really are now. You're selfish, manipulative, and you don't actually love me. You love the security I provide. You were willing to risk our relationship to play around with other men. And the only reason you want to stop now is because you realized I won't just sit around waiting for you. Over the next few weeks, Lisa became increasingly desperate. She canceled all her dates, threw away her dating apps, and tried everything to win me back. She cooked my favorite meals, left love notes around the apartment, and even suggested we could get married immediately if I would just forgive her, but it was too late. I had seen her true character and I couldn't unsee it. More importantly, I had found something real with Jessica. 2 months after that fateful Thursday night conversation, I moved out of our shared apartment and in with Jessica. Lisa begged me not to go, even offered to sign a prenup, giving up any. Claimed my assets if I would just marry her. "Please, Michael," she sobbed as I packed my last box. "I love you. I'll do anything to make this right." "If you loved me, you never would have suggested an open relationship in the first place," I replied. "You would have talked to me about your doubts instead of scheming to have your cake and eat it too." Jessica and I got engaged 6 months later, in the same park where we'd had our second date. When I proposed, she cried tears of joy and said yes without hesitation. There was no manipulation, no games, no need to explore other options. Just two people who had found their perfect match. We were married the following spring in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends and family who genuinely celebrated our love. During my vows, I talked about finding someone who chose me first. It's not as a backup plan while she explored other possibilities. 2 years later, Jessica and I have a beautiful baby boy and a house in the suburbs. I'm now a partner at my marketing firm, and Jessica has started her own consulting business. Our life together keeps getting better every day. I heard through mutual friends that Lisa is still single, still looking for the perfect man who will give her both security and excitement without requiring actual commitment from her. She's apparently become bitter about her dating prospects and often talks about the mistake she made in suggesting an open relationship. I don't hate Lisa. I actually feel sorry for her. But I'm also profoundly grateful that she showed me her true colors before we got married. Her suggestion revealed a fundamental character flaw that would have destroyed our marriage, eventually anyway. Sometimes the worst thing someone can do to you is actually the best thing that could happen, just disguised as betrayal, Lisa thought. She was clever, manipulating our relationship to give herself options while keeping me as a safety net. Instead, she freed me to find someone who actually deserved my love and commitment. As for me, I got the better end of that deal. I got Jessica, I got our son, I got the knowledge that I'm with someone who chose me not because she needed security while playing the field, but because she couldn't imagine wanting anyone else. Lisa wanted to have her cake and eat it too, but she ended up with nothing. Meanwhile, I found the woman of my dreams because Lisa's betrayal forced me to see what real love actually looks like. Today, as I watched Jessica read bedtime stories to our son, I feel nothing but gratitude for the path that led me here. Lisa's open relationship suggestion taught her that some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. My journey after her betrayal taught me that sometimes losing everything is the only way to find what you were really looking for. Lisa is still searching for her perfect match, still trying to find someone who will tolerate her games and manipulation. I found mine in Jessica's honest heart, in her daily choice to build a life with me, in her understanding that real love isn't about keeping your options open, it's about choosing someone and meaning it. The woman who wanted an open relationship gave me the greatest gift of all. She showed me exactly who she was before I made the biggest mistake of my life by marrying her. And for that, I'll always be grateful.